called The Color of Law. Has anyone, or have you, Kingya, read that book, The Color of Law?
I have not read that book. I've heard about that. That's definitely on my to-do list, though.
Okay, so we're going to read that book across the country, chapter for chapter, so everybody can understand how segregation happened, because the book is documented, so we don't have to go over and argue history of segregation. So how I explain that is, if you're going to get mad and shoot the messenger, shoot the book, because the book is the one who's telling us who segregated us. The second part of what I do is called the Living Color of Law Project. And so we are doing things a little bit differently. We have started being successful in these courts just because we've been putting it out there, showing people who is involved and how they've been cheating. And since some of these judges are on the bench now, it's been very powerful. But it's time to move it forward and to get results that we need. So what we are doing right now is, and I've already collected several various court cases that show how people literally broke the law. One of the things that I've learned in doing this is when you go to people and explain to them, depending on who your audience is, if you're talking to the people who's actually responsible for doing it to you, then obviously you ain't getting nowhere. And
right,
if you're talking to people, and if you're talking to people that don't have the knowledge of law or experience of court procedures, then you're talking to ignorant people, and they can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
So the best way of what I've learned is what I'm articulating to people is to learn how to boil your story down into 3 minutes using documents. And so with that, I'm doing a case, and the young man will be presenting his own case about how he entered into a real estate contract sale, and he actually ended up having his name as the property owner. And the landlord, to get him out of his property, he took him to court as a tenant. So the theme to his situation is quick and easy. This ain't that. And so being able to boil it down into such a simplistic way for people to understand it through documents has really helped bring along people that would otherwise not get involved with the individual or a nonprofit. They would normally go to, like, the lawyer. And so showing people, considering the cases that I do, there was lawyers involved and they didn't do anything. And so that's been very key as well, of showing people actual court cases with the lawyers involved, with the people involved, and how it may have went all over the news, and they still didn't get any help. So what we are seeing is, because St. Louis has a homelessness epidemic rate that is skyrocketing beyond belief, and they have this NGA that's about to be built here, of course, gentrification is right. So to be able to help combat that, I went out into the counties like St. Charles, more affluent counties. And, of course, you know, they have the we love black people. We're not racist. So I let them know, okay, well, if they get gentrified, keep that attitude, because guess where they're coming? Because these people need places to live. And so I found that to be very effective and effective once people realize you're not getting the nice black person. You're going to get the angry black person that just got kicked out of their house and lost everything. And so as you watch people's faces begin to comprehend what you're saying, it's very powerful. And so I just want to summarize my little portion of saying that a clear, quick articulation with some documents and understanding who your audience is and how to articulate what you want them to do can be very, very effective. So I will, if anyone is ready, I will give my phone number out. My number is 573-201-6310, and I will repeat, 573-201-6310. Just send me a text message or call me. And so we will try to figure out what we can do about your case, about the History Museum. So what we are doing, and this is my last part, we are putting these on boxes. Just to give you an example of a different resolution of articulation. And what the brown boxes mean is really us. They're brown. They're discarded. They're found in alleyways, anywhere. But the more important part, our properties, a lot of rental properties, they're flammable, they're broken down, and they've been extracted. They don't have what they need. And it's just like us as humans. We've been extracted. We don't have what we need. So the boxes has in itself beyond what you put on them. The boxes represent our history of how we've been treated. That once they get what they want out of us, we are discarded.
Sure. And that's exactly how they always do it and how they play it. Sister Raina, we definitely appreciate your wonderful contributions, and we're going to come back to you in just a few moments. Can you tell them the name of your business one more time and then the radio show as well? We want to make sure that we send our listeners over there as well to support you.
So I am the Rolla Renters radio show. If you just type in on the internet, Rolla, R-O-L-L-A, Renters Association or radio show. My name is Raina Abston. My radio is 92.9 FM KWRH. If you are a social media or a Facebook person, then the radio station is Radio 63119. And if you go on Facebook and type in Rolla Renters Association, it will come up on my catering page, Flavors My Bill, but you will see Rolla Renters Association underneath. And Flavors My Bill is FLAVAS space, because I'm the Ma, M-A, space, Bill, B-I-L-L, because the truck came with the flavor, and I'm the Ma, and they have bills to pay. So that's what that means. Flavors My Bill. And so we're also, my show is on SoundCloud as well. So I would love to do a collaboration. And then we also, and it's a part of this group, a strong brother that's with the Rotary Club. And that's where we really need to really start putting our resources as people who are on our team that are in these organizations, being able to get them to get those organizations underneath them to move under their direction, to learn how to assist us is truly powerful. So the goal is simply we want illegal judgments to be removed. See, people understand that concept.
So let me ask you, Ms. Raina, so then does your organization deal with the supporting or helping to facilitate the removal of illegal judgments?
I'm moving it into that phase right now. We've been able to get properties turned over to tenants. We've been able to get the county to come out and dig up rental properties, because in Missouri, just real quick, if a tenant has an issue with the utility companies, like the water company here, in the policy, the tenant has to get the property owner's signature and initials to get any relief. So what do the property owners do? Nothing. So they just sign off. So it was a huge victory to have the county come and dig up a rental property, not once, but twice, to find and solve the leaks that was on the tenant's bill. So what I'm at is implementing new procedures, new policies, new avenues, literally showing people step by step by step what we say of how to implement that to reality. So with the History Museum and them collaborating, they already know my MO, and that's what I'm moving for. So my job is to teach them how to just do that. So what we're using to get it started is called Alpha and Omega model, which means, for example, for a tenant to be thrown out of a property, 10-day notice by law here in Missouri. But, of course, nobody follows the law. Nobody reads. So they will throw, my notice was 18 hours. Other people's is 3 days, 5 days. All that is below the law. So what I did was start asking people if they knew certain perspectives like the notice of eviction, and most people did not. So then I provided the information to them. Then I provided pamphlets that they give out, and I asked them to find the minimum notice in any of those pamphlets, and they could not. And so taking
Raina,
them
on
through
that, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to you. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna go to the next caller. We're gonna come back to you, Raina, because I know you got a lot of information that you need to share to our listeners, and it's pertinent to the show, and we will definitely feed them with that information for sure. So let's take a quick break. I'll be right back with more. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the Kingya podcast. As you may have guessed, I am your host, Kingya, a father, activist, and professional speaker. On this podcast, we discuss relationships, criminal justice, news and politics, Black history, culture, and domestic violence awareness. If this is your first time being here, I want to say thank you and encourage you to keep listening. Each week, you can expect to hear thought-provoking interviews, as well as personal and relationship tips that will help enhance your life. You will have access to resourceful downloads that you can implement daily to become more productive. Thank you for spending some time with me today. The purpose of this podcast is because everyday people inspire me through their stories of trial and error in life. Now let's jump into your favorite podcast. What better way to share our stories?
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Those that are tuning into our show, this is your first time. I want to say thank you so much and continue to listen. We appreciate you. Joining us this evening is our honored guest, Ms. Shirley Johnson. Her family owns property in Satsuma, Alabama, and the Johnson family has been going through some atrocities with the legal system and with the state of Alabama. They are putting barriers. And when I say they, the industrial industry and the state is condoning the industrial industry to put barriers in the front of their home. And the Johnson family has been arrested for removing certain barriers from their property. This is their own personal property that they own, and they have a right to. And they have the industrial industry has placed a privacy fence in front of the Johnsons' home, and have forced them to utilize the back of their home. And that's definitely unconstitutional and illegal act. And what we are accomplishing this evening on our radio show is spreading the word of and the story of Ms. Johnson, Ms. Shirley Johnson, and her family, along with her family, that are also on the line supporting, so that we could get this information out to the masses and let the world know the injustices that are going on here, and to end apartheid, the apartheid state, and to end these injustices that the Johnson family, other families like the Johnson family, is currently enduring. We are going back to the phone lines, and I will be opening up your lines in just a few moments. I'm trying to get some callers that's been on the line for a while. We are going to area code 708. Area code 708. Your phone line is open. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Area code 708, are you there? 4685 is the last four of your number. Okay. All right, press the number 1 if you guys are ready and interested in joining in on the conversation. I'm going to go to the next caller. We've got quite a few callers on the line. Area code 703 coming to you. Area code 703. Your phone line is open. Can you hear me? Bye.